feel so much love for Allison, and I want to see that grow.
Hi people, what's up? How you doing? Good day and welcome to another exciting time out with us on Pulse One-on-One BBNaija edition, brought to you by Guinness. My name is Rachel Isaac, and on the sit down this moment, I am trying to match the energy of the person that is seated beside me. I'm sure you all know who I am talking about. I'm talking about ex-Big Brother Naija Season 7 housemate, the energy, God himself, Heaven.
Come on now. I know what it is. Coolest African king out here ripping for the tribe. Coolest African tribe, the coolest tribe. Love to all of y'all. Y'all know what it is. We outside.
I love it. And I just want to ask for a favor. I've not asked this from any other house.
I'm
Come
listening.
on, make I just see your eye. Make I just see your eyes.
I'm feeling good. Someone just got that favor.
Come on. I love what I'm seeing. What inspired this outfit?
This is made for me by Tiana's Place Empire. Big up, aunts. I don't deserve this. I don't know why you rock with me, but I love you. I swear to God. You know what it is. Yeah.
So before we continue this interview, I'd like to know, what is the proper pronunciation of your name? Just tell us the pronunciation, because I don't hear plenty things.
No, proper would be assuming that there's one way to speak. If I'm Yoruba, I'm gonna have a Yoruba accent. Okay. If I'm Igbo, I'm gonna have I can't apologize for that's who I am. Okay. So anyhow, as long as you get Hermes correct, but how I would pronounce my name, yes. Because now English I did speak, and it is a Greek mythology name. It's Hermes.
Okay.
Hermes.
So you guys have heard it now.
So based on accent, I'm gonna call her. If not here with me, so you can call her Hermes. I'm gonna run out. I beg.
So how's life been treating you since you left Biggie's house?
Like a lot of people been expressing the shock. I'm still shocked as well, because I feel like I was really entertained, not even like coming out and seeing how much love, people telling me how entertaining I've been in the house. Like that was intentional. I wanted to give the energy because I had to give, and I was going for the 100 million because I needed, my community needed it, and I did my best to get it. But I know a lot of people saying a lot of things about how things can be rigged. I don't think that's the case. I believe I didn't do anything. I didn't have to pay anybody to get the platform. Big Brother changed my life, and they coolest tribe, and I hold me down 1 to 9 weeks. People deep. I didn't have a strategy going in. I didn't have no fan base. I didn't have nothing. This is all organic. Like it happened. People just fell in love with me and stood by me and kept me in there. A lot of people left. People even planned their waka come out, and I still did. There's no way I can't be even more grateful than I already am. I can't find words. So you guys did everything. It's just, and they also said when we came out, the votes that they recorded, I can't even give the number out, but it's more than this. Like, it was massive. So we went all out. We did our best, but this is God's plan. We just need to work on it. That's all.
All right. So you brought your A game to the show,
100%.
Of course. But for some people, it wasn't so. So I've heard a lot of people say that you're eccentric. A lot of people just think that you are way in your head, like most of the time. So looking back, I'm sure you've seen some videos and you've seen all the theories that people might have. Do you think there's anything that you did to jeopardize your chance of winning the 100 million naira prize?
So I read, I'm reading between the lines as to where you're directing, the question you're really asking. And yes, I am this guy who believes that energy, I've got a lot of it, should be focused. Going in the house as an individual, I had a plan, get the 100 million. And within the journey to 100 million, there are tasks that require some, change here and there. And if I could do that, compete, show my energy, my ability to compete, that was all it was at the time. I tried to get a girl first to 4 weeks. I was talking to Allison, she said no, and she started to consider it after 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, she said, okay, let's try. Imagine say you don't do hustle.
First 4 weeks.
Now, 4 weeks in there felt like 4 years. I don't hustle 4 years. Something no so. Like, say you do try. You see, all that energy, I had to prove to this woman, this queen, that she's deserving of the attention that I had to give. So I just refocused energy to something in the moment that I saw worthy of my energy. I didn't stop competing. And when I was able to show that I'm here for her, I'm sure y'all saw that energy come back. Facts. So I just needed to prove to a woman that I can be there for her as she would define what it means to be there for her as. And I made that journey. As soon as I got it, I kept my energy back. I don't understand this one. As soon as I understood it, my energy entered back. out here. So it is what it is. Got one energy. I have to focus every time. At some point, it was focusing on tasks. Even after the merger was when my energy started to deplete, right? And after the merger is when I started to see how much the work that we put in, sending home all the level 2 housemates, how it felt. Like it was a competition until the merger. And then when I saw how that made them feel, of course, I wanted them to win as well. Because I'm human, I feel more than anything else. And I would act on that because I'm an emotional being. I do logic, but it has to be balanced. And at that point in time, I just felt like for balance to reign, I needed to, let people win at a capacity. And that's also one of the factors. A lot of things came into it. Allysyn was a major factor too, because energy had to be directed to the cause, and I can't be focused on one thing at a time. When I understood that, because it was a lot of work that needed to go into understanding her and what it means to love her. When I understood that the capacity, I just gave it because now it's not smart work. I don't do the hard work. As soon as I understand, I just apply them. Now the energy we hard work require can't be available. On my point back in task. I don't know if it understand what so. No, wasn't it so?
So do you think that the relationship template this season was excessive?
Excessive is perspective. We all said something in the house before we came out. Like, I would not excessively or intimately speak about my experience in the house except with either ex-housemates or fellow housemates. I think that narrative is too intense to be relatable. Even if I had words for a bunch of housemates when I was a spectator, when I was watching from the house.
Oh yeah,
I feel like you could have done this better.
Way on the
you could have done this better.
Yes.
Now, only see a day inside.
He hits you.
See, a day in that house is a month. Now, relationship-wise, outside of the house, if you like someone, y'all go on a date, probably be 2 weeks before you now meet this person again. You see, to snap, please come out now. You go do shakara, the guy go do shakara, you now come see you again. Now, if you start a relationship in the house, you're seeing this person sleep, wake up in a bad habit when they're picking their nose, like, it's easy to fall in and out of love. Like, it's too easy. You will see this person finish. So if you're liking somebody, you are liking them too intensely for anything to be fake. So even some people that said they went in there with strategy, it's hard to keep it over time. Because if you even get strategy, like say you live fake life, in my opinion, that's what strategy was. It's like saying I will do this over time. When you get into that space, it's too intense to maintain a falsehood over time. So even something we start as false, as a month after time, you go real. When you get back to the outside world, distractions and whatever might come, and people make other decisions because of what they're now made available to. But you see everything that happens in that house. If anybody come outside tasting that strategy, wink, do emo.
So one of the things you said now just reminded me of a conversation that you had. I can't remember with which housemate now. I remember that one of the early moments you were talking about how you couldn't stay celibate in the house for that long. Like if I was a day, I remember how you went like when Allysyn went past you. So at what point exactly did you tell yourself that guy not to hold body, say this thing like come off for house? And how are you even able to hold yourself in the house?
The only thing that has kept me going my entire life has been personal ethics, personal discipline. Because my dad died, and my mom wasn't always around.
Yeah.
And people think the way I support my mama, she actually did a lie. You know, hear this song. I was singing in there. That's all my story. Like, she left quite young. Dad took care of all of us, died. She came back, and then she was sick. Someone that was never part of my life. I just was taught to love differently. I know what love means for me. It's not reciprocal. Like, I have love to give. That's my mom. I'm not gonna get towards that. It doesn't matter. I wanted my mom in my life my entire time. Even if I didn't have her for whatever she chose, I'm not her. So if I reciprocate that energy, is from my own personal point. Now I've become like her. I've denied myself the chance to be an individual. And that's what it was. Sorry, I think I skipped out of the question. Can you please remind me what the question is?
So I was talking about the time where you thought say conjiving one key for inside house. So I wanted to say, how were you able to cope?
Discipline.
Because I knew that at some point you were not talking about it anymore.
Yeah.
And then that was surely before Allysyn Connie enter your eyes. So I wanted to know how you were able to stay.
So going in the house, I spoke to my queens. I told them, and the standard by which we're having a relationship is that we get to understand ourselves, we have conversation. I told them, I might not have anything real in the house, but I'm gonna be a hoe in there. I'm gonna go there, do whatever it is I can. As I reach there, I pack condoms. Like it's there for everybody to see. I pack and put inside. See if anybody go enter the that one, it will solve. But
you know, use any of the condoms.
Yeah, apparently. Shakes and Groovy, they go set standards. Everybody can't define relationship. Like they set the bar too high.
That's for you.
Oh man, there's 4 pocket for me anyhow. Like just when the Shakes was doing like fine boy, Yoruba demon, tats, so fine. Like you could do whatever, you can have any girl. Started doing boy cooking every day. I didn't understand it. And because of that, the work with me, I can't do it. Can't be like say, oh, this one's a playboy. I don't want playboy. See fine boy doing hard work. I want hard work. All the women just said no. If you will not choose me, if you heard this everywhere, I shall do your eye. And it will take 2 people to agree to something. And I'm disciplined. It's like what I want is what I want, but it will take 2 people to tango, right? And the women started to want something different. I needed to adjust, discipline, hard work, put hard work to the test, put it to work. And I learned how to move within a space, switch my narrative, switch my mentality towards that space. And that was it. I just adapted. That's the greatest human ability, in my opinion. If you make an effort towards change, you're going to get it. Towards growth, you're going to get it. It just takes constant, intentional effort. Nothing is impossible.
All right. So now you've mentioned something, because you did say, you mentioned that you told your queens before you went into the house that you were going to be a hoe, but nothing serious. But then you got into the house and then you got involved with Allysyn. So I'm very curious now. I want to know if what you had with Allysyn is over now that you're out of the house and back with your queens.
No way. Ain't no way something that real gonna just die off like that. But then again, we did have several conversations about the fact that my narrative is a difficult one to understand. Her family not gonna want that for her because they don't understand that. So it's gonna be a fight. And I told her I'm willing to fight. If she's willing, it's gonna take 2 people, mutual energy, effort towards it. It's not gonna be easy, but I want it to exist under any template that we both would find it to be. And we've not had that conversation, so I cannot speak on what we are right now. But I want that to remain in whatever capacity, and it'll take conversation, because this is what it means for me to have love to give. Like if I can get that love, I will be filled. And my queens, or the 2 queens that I had before I went in the house, they're gonna have to understand that if they don't want to be a part of it, I understand it. But they're gonna have to understand that if I would have love to give to them, I will have to be full in my own individuality. And what it means for me right now is I feel so much love for Allysyn, and I want to see that grow. If they don't want to be a part of it, it's cool. We're going to develop a template to have that, and everybody going to share whatever it is they're going to have. Like everybody's going to have to understand, because that's what it means to be an individual, even within our collective. Everybody still has the freedom to do. So we're explaining, we're growing to love ourselves. And when we love ourselves, we're explaining to the people who want to give love to us in support for the love we already have for ourselves. And this is how I want to be loved. This is how I currently want to be loved, within an understanding of who I am right now. I'm growing. I will change over time. And you have to understand that you will change over time. I will make an effort to wake up every morning and ask you, do you have so much tolerance today? Can I cook something for you? Or tomorrow I'm sick, can you cook something for me? So we're waking up to discover a different kind of ourselves. And that's the effort that I want to make every day. That's the journey I want to go on. Like I want to give you 100%. Everything, whatever you will need per time, but I'm not responsible for love you. No, you will generate love. I will support you within my capacity to support what you say is what it means to love.
What love means.
But you see, love, I will not be the reason why you have love. You have to be that. You have to generate your own love. Explain to me how I can support your journey towards finding love. I will generate my love. I will explain to you how you can support my journey towards finding love. And when I have love to give, imagine having all that capacity and still giving it in full. So I have love to give in full. And when you need all of that love in support, I will gather it like this and I will dump it on you.
Why you they carry and they move your waist like this?
It's plenty.
You're like carry love, but it's your waist that is going towards.
Love. Nah, but it's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
It's not. Imagine managing one relationship. It's it's so much difficult.
Now then 2.
Let's just stick to one for now. Like you have to understand that you have differences, and it will take effort towards a common cause, that's giving love to each other. To understand that these differences have to be understood so that it will not occur. Do the hard work to understand each other over time so that you can grow within the template of a relationship. It takes 2 people to take both effort on whatever it means to have an individual capacity. Like if I expect equality, like imagine my energy now. I got to make you match my energy.
I'm not fit though.
Exactly, like
I'm
it's
not
not
fit.
possible. But
So
I
I
will
have my
understand.
energy, you have your energy.
I understand
I'll see
your
how to work
fullness.
it out.
And when I ask for it, when you give it, I will know that you're giving your fullness. You will understand my fullness. And when you ask for it and I give it, you know that this person is not holding back. But I will not, there's no comparison. It's just,
So you won't
it's what
carry
it is.
my brain, they
No
go
verse, no verse, no verse, no verse, no verse, no verse. Now you ask question, now you ask question.
Hey, okay. So which of the housemates are you rooting for to win the 100 million naira?
So, like I've been telling everybody, coming out of the house, being in the house, I really felt like Fina is really strong and Brian as well. That was before I came out of the house because I mean they don't stand up a couple of times, and they stayed in the house. Like their fan base obviously grew in that endeavor. But coming out of the house and watching this thing from a spectator point of view, it's like, and Ebuka said something I think is, I don't know how they develop all this stuff.
Why Ebuka now?
I don't know where they see him, but he said a week is a lot of time for a lot of things to change.
Oh yes,
you see that Sunday where I reached out, I just watched. In one day, I think there was a conversation between Fina and Bella, and it looked like Chichi was going to be bullied. Everybody just gathered for Chichi back.
Yeah.
I couldn't look, but Fina was strong yesterday. Now today it is on the shift. So right now,
tomorrow if you
my fans done the campaign for Adekule. That's my Brody. I want him to win. If I'm like I'm rooting for him. I hope he does. But things they switch anyhow. See Daniela, people are like, yeah, you are victimizing her. People want to stand for her. Like things they shift. It's hard for me to say this is who I think will win right now. But in the house, I could have sworn that Brian and Finn are really strong and they were going to get it coming out now. The way things they shift. Anybody can get it back. Anybody can get it.
So that's what you talk about. It's unpredictable. Anybody can get it. All right, thank you for being a part of the show. But before you go, we have a segment called Fan Zone. Yeah. So your fans have questions for you. Just give the answers to those questions. So the first question is from Facebook by Ofoma Rose. The question is, ask him if he can leave his girlfriends and marry Allysyn, if it's possible.
So here's the thing. I also spoke to Allysyn. That's why I took her 4 weeks before she agreed. Because again, I would not have anything that can have it in truth. So I told her my entire narrative, and she said she wasn't emotionally available. And then over time, she said she's willing to try. She knows it's hard. It was difficult. She was trying a couple of times. I felt the need to pull back, but she said no. She knew it was going to be hard, and now that's what she signed up for. And if it's not, and this is who I am, I made promises to this woman as well. If I dump them and go to Allysyn, who's to say I'm not going to dump Allysyn some other day and then go to that's not standing by anything. And I'm standing by my truth. I'm standing by my truth.
Okay, I hope he answered your question, former Rose. And the second question is from Emeka John Chinaza. When he was in the house, did he think that viewers loved him?
Absolutely not. To be honest, my entire life I've been misunderstood. Like, about to face a lot of, even from the community where I still give a lot of love to, coming out of the house looking like this, having rings. My nails are usually painted black. A whole lot of narrative flew about who people thought I was. I didn't think I would be understood, to be honest. I just went out there, I was myself. It's amazing how I came out to people, to the narrative of Hermes is all of us, because I believe at a certain capacity that every individual within the collective of society wants to be themselves. It's just hard because society will demand you to switch over time, and then the pressure is a lot. So we struggle with being ourselves within the laws that govern society. And what I did out there was trying to understand the laws that govern that society, Big Brother House, and then find ways to express my individuality and still respect the societal law. And in that, a lot of people saw expressing themselves in ways that they didn't think was possible, but it took a lot of but I know if you talk this story, you did my Insta, maybe just go check on, because that's not the narrative I'm pushing. I know how people use the narrative of slum, coming from the slum and growing. That's not my narrative. That's my past. I'm not latching on to my past. I got a future in front of me, and that's what I'm focusing on. That's why you never hear me talk. People were trading story about trenches, wanting. No. I was already in Davido's video and Burna Boy's video before I went in there. Nah, maybe that's my past. I've been in the streets. I slept in the streets. I had to sneak into uncompleted buildings a couple of times. Baited to go to school from the street. My dad had the boss. We were going in there. That's where we were cooking and whatnot. But that ain't my narrative no more. I put in so much work. I'm supporting my family. And that's what my narrative is now. And that's what I want to push. And I'm going into a whole lot of things. I carry capacity to serve at a great scale. And that's what it is. That's my narrative. and I'm gonna speak my truth.
Okay, and on to the final question from an IG user. Entertain for Life is this IG user's handle at Entertain for Life, I guess. So the question is, how does he manage two girlfriends at a time with the possibility of a third?
So I hate it when people number things. These are individuals. So Margarita will define what it means to love Margarita, and I will respect it and tell her that this is what it means. This is how much energy I have to give today. Tomorrow it might be different. I might not have any energy to give to you, and you have to understand that. Kelly, blessing, will come and say this is what it means to love her, and I will say I will make an effort towards it. And when I don't have it to give, I hope you understand and you're able to generate. You form friendship that you can find love from as well. I will not be the reason for your love. I will support it within the highest capacity. Like if anybody could let you down, me, no could ever let you down. That's the promise. But I will not be there for you every time. You owe yourself the love that you have to. You have to live a life and give me love too when I need it, and ask for it when I have it. If I have it to give, I'll tell you I have it to give. Take it. If I don't have it to give, I will tell you I don't have it to give, and you trust that I will not lie to you. It's built on trust. These are very individual, approach to things, and they're different people. Imagine getting to know one person. It's really a difficult thing. So imagine managing two, or let's say three, under the capacity of loving individuals as they would define it to be.
Yeah,
it's a lot of hard work.
Loved.
But like I've been saying, the only talent where I get, the ability to put in hard work. I never went to any university. Where that is the thing where they talk about it come from. It's a lot of hard work put in, understood. It becomes smart work, ready for use. If you do the hard work to figure something out and you do it intentionally, when you figure it out, the next time you have to do it, it won't be as hard as figuring it out.
Yeah.
That's what smart work means. It just means you have figured it out.
No, you did
so
it.
So something will require you 6 months before you realize, say, you just need to call this guy, and you don't solve. After you don't do the 1 month work finish, you don't realize you need to call this guy. The next time you wonder, you go do 1 month again.
Easy.
Hard work translates into smart work. You will not jump a process. And that's been my process. And I've learned over time intentionally. And now I have so much to give, and people do not see me working in the dark because I worked in the dark. And they shock, but me, I don't feel shocked myself.
Hermes. Okay. So thank you so much for being a part of the show, being a part of the segment. So I'm going to ask you what your plans are moving forward.
So my plans are exactly what it was going in the house. I felt like I had a lot to give. I didn't have a resource to give it. I needed a resource. I feel like Big Brother was the platform for me to put out the capacity as an individual that I carry to serve humanity at a high stage. I want to influence, I want to act in films, but those are not my major concerns. I've spoken so much on how much I believe in the Big Brother platform and the hope that it generates. A lot of young people will wake up for the next 65 days just dreaming that their stories will be changed, just getting into the house. Like that is so spiritual. That people will stay alive, no matter how hard life becomes for them, because they know that if they try and they get in their life, and the story will change. Big Brother has changed my life at a scale that I've been working so hard for so long, and it didn't happen at that scale. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to build platforms. I was already in conversation to start my company before I went in the house. Okay. I want to have a production company where I'm focusing on how to
production and
sports and arts.
Oh, okay.
I've been doing theater. I've toured a couple of countries as well. I've done my own thing. I'm training a lot of kids. Some of them already travel based on the platform for my community under the theater arts. That's music, acting, and dancing. We're putting all of that together, and I've been creating that. The sports, I play basketball. I'm talking to Shex about football. He knows a lot about it. This country, a lot of young people with so much energy. You can put it to good use. They just need to be trained how to make that lucrative for brands so they can come on it. I know I could do that. Train people to understand how it works for brands, because that's how you get the bag, get kids paid, get the brand value for their money. And that's exactly what I want to do. Focus on that, develop a lot, as many platforms as possible. I've got an amazing team of young, very hardworking individuals who just as enthusiastic as I am within their field. The admin is very good. I mean, it's just, we're just getting to work. And I just hope it works out for all of us, because it's going to mean And we're just gonna grow in that. We're just gonna grow. That's what I'm doing.
Alrighty, Hermes, I wish you all the best going forward. I wish you all the best.
Thank you so
before you go,
much.
there's something that I enjoyed watching you dance in the house. This is the very last part. So I know you're seated right now, but I just want to see you move your body, do all those things. You
not the
not the slow ones. Like all the slow ones.
Wait, they add that?
Dance.
Oh, I didn't think they were gonna put that. It seems like
I love it.
Hey,
I love it. Thank you so much
you.
for being a part of the show. I wish
Appreciate
you all the
you.
best going forward. Guys, that is how much you can take on today's episode of Pulse One-on-One BBNaija edition, brought to you by Guinness. My name is Rachel. I'm Isaac. I've been hanging out with the energy god himself. So if you have questions, suggestions, anything you'd like us to know, do let us know in the comment section below. See you guys next time. Bye.
all love, no hate, all love.